Hello everyone, my name is Toy. Today I'm going to review this video. What if everything in the universe happened at once? That is impossible. So let's start it. You lay wide awake at bed at 3 a.m. Your dad is snoring in the bedroom next to you. The clock on the wall is ticking, and outside you can hear constant police sirens. You wonder why all these incredible, annoying noises were happening at the same time. But then you wonder something. What if every single thing that could ever happen in the universe happened at once? Would we see everything or nothing because we explore or simply continue living our life unbothered? Wow, Kyle, I must say that I'm impressed. This is the first ever intellectual question I've heard you ask in your life. It seems like you're actually getting smarter from all of our journeys together. Well, so always in order and actually answer the question in the process. Absolutely blow your mind. You see, to get your question answer, we need to understand the concept of time. Why? Because everything that happens is because of time. Even physics confirms it. Time is part of the universe. But what if it actually, well, in your everyday common pen physics, time is a way to track change. Like for example, how long a basketball game takes, how far a car moves on the highway, and even how fast it went. But none of that explains what time actually is, just how it acts. Fortunately, some big brains in human history have asked the same question as you, Kyle, but they're actually smart in the two main ideas. The first is Albert Einstein, who discovered general relativity, which explains that time is physical dimension, the fourth dimension. Just like up, down, left, and right in your three dimensions, you can physically move through time. You know, theoretically, why? Because it's a part of space, and so we call the space time. But what most people don't realize is the massive objects physically bend space-time, and that bending affects how time is perceived. See that? That's the Earth impact on space-time. It recently bends time, which might sound impossible, but now look at the impact of the sun on time, and now of galaxy, and now black hole. Yes, basically the heavier the object with mass, the more the space-time bends around it. This is why time moves more slowly near a black hole. It is so heavy that it bends space-time in the most extreme ways possible, which could time will slow down and it is not as strict. Even GPS satellites around Earth and have slightly different time because the Earth slightly bends. The main they have to adjust more than accordingly. Otherwise, you get more lost. Our yearly road trip Italy, but that was just one idea. The second idea is much different. It comes from what we call quantum mechanics. In this idea, time doesn't really exist in the universe. It's something that added from the outside, like setting time before boiling your eggs. The inside of the eggs had no idea what time it is. I hope you mean time on the outside to make sure it's cooking properly so you don't die from salmonella. The egg is what we could call a system, and you think every single system in the universe needs time inside of it to exist, including the universe itself. But what happens when time isn't inside the system but outside of it? This is when new things get really weird. Imagine a system like beating your favorite Lego Star Destroyer and having all the pieces include the box along with the instructions, meaning you can build it successfully. But removing time from inside the universe is like not having the instruction manual for a Lego Star Destroyer. You can only get where a piece actually likely should go. The solution to this problem for the universe when it's time on the outside. A tool called we have function. Sorry, I just say function, which is a fancy kind of equation that tells us the chance of where something may be or what they might be doing. That's right, it's all probabilities. A windscreen is very likely to go on the front of star and around pieces most likely to go in an engine. And as this have wave function change, we use that to predict what might happen next. That's how quantum mechanics work. Just with subatomic particles instead of Lego pieces. And all of this talk about time is a serious problem because when you try to combine general relativity with time on the inside and quantum mechanics with time on the outside, we run into a big old wall. We want to combine these ideas to understand everything about the universe, but they don't agree. We put time inside or outside. This is called the problem of time, the largest problem in the physics. Yes, Kyle, you're still with me. I know that was a complete lie. But you asked for it, and it means there is an our so important question. And besides, if you have any more questions, you can have just ask me and my patron and special feed Discord. Honestly, if you like this channel, you can miss out. Link is in the description to look just like us with your custom profile picture. But now let's get back to our question. What if everything that could ever happen in ever happened at once? Well, the answer to this question starts with ignoring whether time should be on the inside or outside. Just removing it altogether. So the heck with this is gone. And thanks to some dudes named Willow and Dwight who created a special equation, we can do that. This is the really quantum gravity tells us that are trying to solve the problem of time. And it looks like this. Yes. I know it looks like sometimes you stumble in the first grade, but you were stupid. These guys aren't, and it does something absolutely crazy. Oh, sorry, I burped. All you need to know is that equals 0. What equals 0? Time. These crazy physicists really remove it from equation that explain our entire reality, which means only one thing. If time doesn't exist, everything can now happen at once. So how could that look? Every star, every planet, every memory you've ever had has already happened. All of it at the once. No before, no after, no in between. But I say, I can see your TikTok raindrop. Mine not comprehension. Bro, this guy is thinking of raindrop. Anyway, let's start. This Kyle. So me break it down even more simply. Imagine the story of everything in your life was a book, and I took each pages and scattered across the floor. Each pages is present sometimes that either was have or had happened in your life. You could jump from one pages to another, but it will make no sense because every page is technically happened all at once, right? The only reason you know is to be a history of your life. It's because you read from start to finish in order you can start at page one and that say pages 80. You know, if you were to become 80 years old, that's it. I know with your lack of sleep that probably you don't happen, Kyle. You should. Oh, we're out on that anyway. So without time in your whole life, just gather on the floor with these pages. We can metaphorically, we can metaphorically jump from whatever page you want to another and absorb your life. Now imagine the idea of your life as a book but aptly to the whole universe, which probably would have a gazillion bajillion pages like jumping from when the last star died to the Big Bang in the timeless universe. Everything would just be frozen. So how does this work and how about Earth? Well, plate tectonics don't move. There's no lava plumbing up over centuries. There's just one snapshot where the continents are like this and other snapshot where they are like that. Volcano eruption never actually happened. They just are like a painting of the moment. Amazing. Same with evolution. Life didn't climb out of the sea and grew legs. There's just one version of the wave function where fish exists, where another where cow exists, but both are frozen. One isn't before the other. They just coexist. Same with you. You didn't grow up, you didn't change. There are just different versions of you scattered across the table of probability. One cow is crying, one's being the fixing taxis, and one's dying. None of them will see after the other. They all are at the same moment. Consequently, the idea A cause B isn't real in the same way we think. It's not the one event. Make the next thing happen is just those two events exist next to each other. This completely breaks our understanding of infinity. You're not becoming anyone. You're already all the versions of yourself that could exist just how all at once. Now let's take this bigger. Imagine every single possible version of her, every coffee shop, every desperado, and every Mexican food hall, and every city, and every country war, and even empire, all existed at the same time, falling to the structure of the universe will function. From an outside perspective, Earth doesn't rotate it doesn't orbit the sun and it doesn't spin in exist. Entropy, the whole arrow of time technically thought was the reason time to add exist and why your ice cream melts. So I thought it might just be future in the wave function and this would give up the illusion of time. That just in my hair that appeared to happen, but no one dies in the time in the universe. They just exist in states where that has happened. And somewhere in the universe will function your already dead. Somewhere else you were never born, and somewhere else you became a spicy tuber rising and funny jokes. Honestly, that's the true horror here. Wait, who wrote this script? Much intimately, what does this mean for your life? Or either everything has every already happened, that will happen, or nothing ever happens, and your brain is less likely. You with fake memories glitches into this singular moment. Either way, you don't have free will. You are not moving, you're not changing. You're just a slice of quantum mechanics floating in space, remembering being somewhere else. So now you're probably asking if this theory is true and everything happened at the same time, or where I not actually jump to with other older or younger? Why do I ever remember yesterday? Why this does happen? Well, that's a good question, and I have something in introduction to tell you, Kyle. This is where two chaps named Pages and Rulers. Come on, these episodes have wild idea. Maybe time doesn't exist inside the universe of verbal experiments, and they seem fast outside, but it's harder to experience it will be very killy too. It will have to be a side effect of us being stuck inside the universe or the system. So yes, the universe is still a wave function, and time is not a rule generally relatively. But for time to be removed from the universe and for us to still experience it, we we have to imagine all reality is like a pause Netflix show where you can skip to whatever parts you want when you on the remote. But if you're a character inside the Netflix show, things will still happen. It will still extreme causes and effect evolution still work. You still changes for the better world, maybe. Not you, Kyle, but other life still adopts. And people who still experience time from our perspectives inside the show. Things are happening, but from the outside, everything is frozen without time. And the scariest thing is that in 2013, some physics actually tested this on some particles found that there could be legs to be teleported, enough to scare everyone in the room. Well, it scares me if it didn't scare them. But you think this was deep. Kyle, wait until you find out the hour that there would be 11 dimensions. Thank you for listening and goodbye.